Moving on to the second race, race number 2 on the programme, and the second event. We're on to the all-weather here. 1,200 metres the trip. It's a Class 5 contest headed by Fortune Happiness. Drops into Class 5 for the first time. Gold Velvet third last time out over the mile. He switches onto the all-weather here for the first time as well. Wei Feng Charmer down in class. All-weather first time for him as well. Exponents out, so Speedy Wally gets a start. Jimson the Famous off the inside gate, barrier 1 and down to first butte. Barrier 12 for him, the visitors draw. He's 0 from 16 so far with just one minor placing to his name. Charity Dream, Speedy Wally, Jimson the Famous and Winning Circle are the horses that have been up at Chung Fa Brett in the last month.
Yeah, there's plenty going back and forth to Chun Fa, no doubt about that. Pace of the race, well, maybe Charity Dream possibly can find the lead. He actually led all the way in a trial for Jackie Tong at Chun Fa recently going into this. So with not a great deal of speed in behind him, Jimson the Famous also successful in a recent trial. We actually saw that in the first race when we looked at one of the Griffins. First butte, Wei Feng Charmer's trial well on the surface too. So probably not a huge amount of pace here.
Just a quiet piece here for Fortune Happiness, but he has been downgraded and some of his good runs have been on the surface before. Vincent Ho aboard barrier 4. He's going well enough to suggest he'll run well on the weekend. Jimson the Famous, no pressure on him as well. He's another one who doesn't mind this all-weather surface. He's a 2-time winner on it and he goes nice. Quite keen, actually. And again, another one who's got an inside barrier draw, but under a good hold here to finish. And the last one we're going to look at here is Chad Schofield aboard Winning Circle for John Moore. He's been out of form recently, but that's been on the turf. So interesting to bring him here to the all-weather.
All right, a few making their all-weather debuts. We'll start off with Fortune Happiness, who takes this drop into Class 5 for the first time. He's placed once on the all-weather in 3 starts.
Yeah, that was a 4th placing. He's drawn well for Vincent Ho. We know Vincent Ho's had a fabulous season. I did look at him as a chance and I snuck him in for 4th. There's a few others that I'll choose ahead of him, but he's definitely a chance in a Class 5 race.
Yeah, definitely. In barrier 4, and he's going to get his opportunity on the surface. I think he's better on this surface. That 4th behind Flying Lover wasn't too bad as well.
Yeah.
Down into Class 5, he'll get his opportunity.
And on the turf there, 3 lengths behind Glenealy Generals, who's won 2 out of 3, so that's reasonably strong.
All right, Charity Dream is another class dropper. He's been up at Chung Fa. Chris So, Wagner Borges, barrier 11 for him though.
Yeah, but he's been beaten a long way in all of his last 4 starts. He's only had 6 in total, so is this just a trial or is it just a jump out, as Paul would often say? Look, 1:11.85 is not a strong time. There's not a lot chasing him. Bond Elegance out wide on the track. He's coasting. He'll run later on the afternoon. I couldn't really get excited about it, even though he's won the trial.
Yeah, I haven't got him in. Not in what we've seen so far, as you say, Brett. He's finished too far back, and yeah, that was a nifty trial.
He struggled with race pressure.
All right, what about Jimson the Famous? Anything more encouraging about him?
Yeah, I thought
this was enormous, this trial, I
thought it was a really good trial. I found a spot for him, and he's got an inside draw as well. You know, he's only a 2-time winner from 53 starts, so he's not prolific, but he trialled well.
We watched this trial earlier with Far Above in the back part of the field. Look at Jimson going to the line like Far Lap. Almost. I thought he was strong there, and Grant Van Niekerk rode, but Karis Teaton will take the ride on race day, and he has won on the horse before. I think with a good barrier, he's a very good chance.
All right, OK, that's Jimson the Famous. We didn't see the horse that's currently favourite, Paul. That's Star Superior. Yeah,
I've got him in the numbers, actually, Star Superior. He's really well rated now, but I'm going to go with Wei Feng Charmer. I made him the long shot, and after a really good trial on the all-weather, he raced in the turf. He was there to the turn and he sort of just got a bit lost in the straight. So back on the all-weather, Zach Purdon's, interesting enough, jumped aboard as well. So I'll stick with him. From Fortune and Happiness to downgrader. Star Superior, he's been downgraded as well when he comes back to Class 5. He's actually a winner of 56. He's rated 40, so he's a really well-rated horse. That's why I think the punters have gone with him early. And Jimson the Famous we talked about, 4-1-3-9.
I'm feeling confident with my quartets in the first couple. I've got the same 4 numbers as Paul, just slightly different order. Again, Jimson the Famous off the back of that trial. I think he's roaring, ready to go. Wei Feng Charmer's trial well on the surface. Star Superior drops in class. 2 runs this grade for a 1st and a 3rd. Joe's on, he's the early favourite. Fortune Happiness is the other one that drops in with a nice barrier for Vincent Ho, but 9 each way for me.
All right, only difference for me is Gold Velvet goes in. Good run last time out. Really super piece of work this week as well.
Who's on fire at the moment.
Elder de Meyer, yeah, and Tony Millard back amongst the winners midweek as well. So that's race number 2. On to race number 3 then, the third event. We're back on the turf for race 3. That comes up next.